Okay, so what's the user's list? Yeah, this is so different from a year or two ago when I used it. I think
for better or for worse?
I think for good. I think it's just a matter of me remembering how to do it.
That
is
makes
the
sense.
big thing with that one.
Hello, Lynx and Celista. How is it hanging?
Because I know there's a way everybody can talk at the beginning and then you silence everybody after. So I'm gonna, but I can't remember. I think I have to go over to the list. Hold on.
I like to hold music.
I know, I had to finally mute it. It was driving me up the frickin' wall.
Yeah, I muted the moment I'd stepped in. No worries. Howdy, Celista.
Yeah, they've changed it. I'll have to keep playing with it because unless I invited everybody up, I can't remember. Yeah, this is just kind of an impromptu. See where we land.
I know what this music reminds me of. It reminds me of that Freddy Fazbear elevator music in the latest game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah!
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I think they have it where you have to. Oh my gosh, my frickin' dog! 1 second, please. Sure, there's somebody dangerous in my yard that she's trying to warn me about, but.
I don't get too many, but Celista, as you are a Fae, and Lings, I know you're a Vocatus, which is essentially a Fae, but we won't talk about that. Celista, do you have any
Seriously?
questions on the Fae 2.0 so far?
Wow. I'm gonna move him back to the
No,
audience.
hold on, wait.
Yeah, because I figured, yeah, that's totally fine. I was going to kind of talk the highlight points. The biggest changes we had were there is a bigger emphasis on the brands, the seasons, and then we introduced a second tier of stuff. So, wait, what?
10 out of 10. Yeah, no, that's
It's a good use of a Bible.
yeah. It's a good use of
I
time.
had to open the chat to make sure I was reading it correctly. I saw that. Funny. So we'll give it another minute or so and see if anyone else joins. I feel bad because I didn't tell anybody I was doing that.
That's
I
impromptu.
was like, it is. It's very impromptu, but I wanted to test this feature because because Kai and I were talking about. Did anybody watch Walking Dead?
Yeah.
The Walking Dead. You know how they had the Talking Dead? afterwards.
Mhm.
We talked about doing stuff like that, like where we have a big event, then we can have like a talking Eclipse Ridge or
Oh, I
whatever
love
we wanted to
that.
call it. So we could talk about now what's now for your character, how if you missed it, did this event still affect your character? What were and just have kind of actual fun conversation
Yeah,
with it. So we've been talking about playing around with that a little bit.
yeah, doing that the day after is a great idea because
Mhm.
then everyone has absorbed a bit and can ask good questions.
Oh yeah.
So,
That-
not to derail the conversation, but Callista, just for my own curiosity, what translation are you carving into the Necronomicon? New English translation, good old King James. Even better. We love to see it.
You know what I'm gonna do real fast? Hmm. Where is
I
it?
bet
There it
it
is.
is.
Where's our regular? I feel so disorganized in our general.
Um, what uh, what do you mean by heavy focus? You could technically, from the way that I understand the court system, you could technically be a fae for years in um Eclipse Ridge and never engage in court if you didn't want to. There are some things that are required for you to go to a court, but like I don't think the typical fae will have to be in court. Am I correct on that, Leia?
Yeah, so basically the idea is that the court is actually officially starting with Tav. So we're playing it that there's other courts, whatever system of courts there are, and because there are more Fae arriving in Eclipse Ridge and with all the things, she reached out to a king or queen of a court, and is starting a local chapter. I guess for simplifying it. So it's gonna be it's it's going to be developing, so it's not starting like it's heavy in or whatever, so everybody's kind of starting together with this, just kind of like how we were doing for the broods, where this is all new now that we have reasons for the species to start kind of grouping together and kind of watching themselves. So what I'll do is I'll probably have her do a full-on like talk about it, because she's the one that came up with that. So I was not going to pretend I knew what I was doing when it came to a court. So
Big shout out to Tab for all of her work on that.
100%.
it saved me so much time. No, 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 no. I think she's even going to have it where it's a voting system. I think what she's going to do is she'll be the regent, and then she'll see who is wanting to maybe step into one of the lord or ladies, and then after that, though, each parlor will have a representative as well. So, and that's going to be voted on or whatever. So it shouldn't turn into a clique. It's supposed to be a lot like Parliament is what she was saying. I'm not as good with my British stuff as I should be, but so I don't think, and we won't allow it to be. So, yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. And the good thing is it's always going to be overseen by a staff or a storyteller. So I think that kind of helps. Good. I know. I have never been wanting one to want to be Fae until the rewrite. And I went, I could be
Hell
a Fae.
yeah.
I want to be a really naughty Fae. Really bad, do really bad things. Because I can't do bad things on Leah anymore. She's being watched. Just kidding. So
That being said, Solista, if you want to help prevent it becoming a clique, you yourself can become involved in this to make sure that other people are involved. We wouldn't worry about that with Tab, though. Tab is really good about that. Yes! Yes!
perfect.
Join the court!
Perfect. There's a reason why we made sure. So we know Seelie and Unseelie are a big deal when it comes to Fae. However, because of how we have established Fae lore in our setting, is that there is a disconnect between traditional Fae and the Fae who have been trapped here for 3 centuries. Am I 3 centuries? 2 centuries? How many centuries? I don't do math. Anyways, since the beginning of the 18th. I swear,
Look,
Trey, I'm going to kill you. I'm
I'm gonna
going to
drive home the whole time. You can't prove me wrong.
oh, no, I'm just kidding. Don't worry, we'll make them not as the same. Oh, I am, okay, so funny story about Puka. When I was rewriting our shifters, I got excited because I started getting trying to figure out like what to do to make them stand out from just, I didn't want them to be kind of like the bastard cousins of werewolves, essentially. And so I actually wrote them really heavy in Puka lore, and I went, oh, these are just Fae. So but they're so cool. I really like Puka. I really like. I thought they were really cool. So I'm excited to see how you play that. With that. So, with that being said, what I'm doing. And sorry, I would pull it up, but again, oh yeah, right here. I can't share my screen. I will share it. This one. If it pops up. And I'm going to come over. Is it still showing the website if you're paying attention?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god. Why is it bright? Oh!
Listen, I need to change my stuff, okay? I just haven't lately.
You guys, both of you, need to download the Firefox add-on called
I
Dark
have it.
Reading.
I know I need to finish it. I mean, the rest of my stuff is. I just haven't done it for this yet.
But also get off Firefox because it supports AI. Anyways, go on.
Swear to God,
What
you
else am I
two.
gonna use?
You're supposed to be here to help me, not here.
Vivaldi. But yeah, okay, the Fae. Let's focus on the Fae.
No, they don't need to hear our little love tryst here. They're here, mind you. So if you hate the Fae, it's all their fault.
100%.
Wow!
No, they helped me. They're my what we call my research and development. They let me sit and talk to them for hours about how to make this stuff work, especially for a species I'm not as familiar with. So, a lot of differences. Mating stays about the same from carrying it over from version 1.0. The Sealy, the Sealy and the Unsealy, same thing. It's the same description we had prior. And then we have the quartz and the quartz structure. I'm not going to go too much into that because, like I said, I want that for Tab to be able to do. So we'll make sure to schedule a time for her to jump in here or do a Q&A asking about that. But for those that haven't seen the site yet, it's well explained here. We have the structure set up. And all you have to do is just click these little triangles. And you get to read all about the different roles. And the seasonal parlors are divided up by what rayon you're going to be, and that's where I kind of want to start is with the rayons. Unless anybody has a like direct question they want to start with, that was kind of where my direction was going to go with that. Oh, we lost her. Okay. So all this is still the same. One thing we did add in here that I think will benefit a lot of people who play Fae is we know that there are like so many different versions and in so many different cultures Fae in one way or the other. And we know it's hard to try to capture everything. And so we came up with, sorry, let me take a drink. So we came up with this attunement. Essentially, your backstory, your court, your true form, that can all still exist here. It's how you are accessing the magic. And what that is that when you get here, the load just kind of, I want to be careful because I don't want it to sound like we're deciding it for you, but you would say the load influenced the direction that you were going to take and how it wants you to use its energy. Why it's here. And if Trey or Ezra, if you guys want to add in, by all means, jump in at that point.
And because we know that the reality is this may not be the only sim you guys play on, and that's fine, I guess. But different, like Leah said before, that there are different lores that influence so many characters. A lot of us oldies have been on Second Life for well over a decade. We have characters that go back forever, so our characters have had to change to every different lore to match that. This is our answer to try to explain why that happens, rather than, oh, you're just different. We just didn't work like that. We don't want to take away from the history of your character, because not everyone was born in this valley in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
My guy wasn't. His magic didn't work like that. But whenever he came here, his magic attuned to the load here that was different than the load in Europe. And so we want to make sure that we are continuing any stories that you have put into your characters while still helping you integrate better with the system that we are trying to push, if that makes sense.
Yep. That's pretty much so, and that will play into, I mean, we have some guidelines, not restrictions. We do have guidelines for true form and stuff because we want to make sure that each species kind of has its standout, and that we're not all looking the same or getting to do the same thing. Even our witches are going to get a little trim off the top. They're not getting a full haircut. They're only getting a trim.
A little trip to the moil.
Yep, exactly. And so that it just makes more sense how the magic is used. And we're also going to, that's on my next big thing, is explain how the load affects all species and what can the species do with it. Some, it's just it helps power their shifting, but they can also benefit from a charm or a ward that's made for them by a witch. Or they can make a pact or a deal with the Vocatus or the Fae for things as well. So it'll be able to explain that a lot better with that. So that's why we kind of really leaned into the Fae are kind of our magic load 2.0 with the more of the freedom that we're given it. This is our first one that we've created where you don't have to have only so many spells or have to use even the gem. That's the biggest difference. Now is Fae don't have to utilize gems at all.
You guys
Fae,
are magic, period.
exactly. You are the load. You are what the gems do. You hold that energy. It's innate. So we wanted to make sure that the structures and the spells, everything reflects that. So these will be similar to what they were originally. I didn't change. So spring is still Earth. Austera is still its solstice equinox. So where the witches focus more on the sabbats, the Fae will focus more on the solstice and equinox. So summer's still fire, Litha, autumn air, Mabon, and then winter, water, and Yule. But you'll see on the far right side, each season kind of embodies some of these traits. Now, are these the only thing they embody? No, but this is kind of where you start to see their focus or their lens starts to narrow in on with that. I mean, with spring, growth, stability, restoration, that's kind of it's not just a us thing, that is a more overall general theme when it comes to Earth and spring. Summer is always heat and passion if she needs a weapon.
I love it.
Yes, exactly. 100%. You totally could. 100%. Like I always think, what is it? Poison ivy? Like that's what I think of. See, I always go with the bad girls.
Y'all are sadistic.
10 out of 10. We'd love to see it.
But like that's who I think of. Oh yeah. I've seen it. It's not a pretty weed. I was just waiting. She's Titan.
I love it.
Amazing. See, this is what I love. I love when people get creative with things. So I cannot wait to see you running around with broccoli stock of doom. That'll be awesome. We'll make a situation you have to use that. I'm going to figure it out. So the great thing about your the rayons is that you will not need any rune to access this. Before we had where any spell you did had to have a rune, and so these are your innate abilities. So you can cast, and I'll jump over to the spell repertoire in a minute. But Earth is Terrakinesis. So if you're a spring, you're able to grow plants. You're able to manipulate Earth, and so hi, Miss Kai. Welcome to our big experiment.
Hello.
And you'll see more of those. So any questions about this section or anything you guys want to add? Yes.
What a good question.
Yes. So because they are so innately entwined with the load, there is actually, so I need to scroll down. There is an actual ability called load detection. So because the load flows through them, Fae can instinctively sense the presence of witches pulling fray, and we can adapt this because yes, they would be able to know gems as well. The thing with the gems, yeah, we'll have to talk about that one once we figure out what we are doing with the witches, because right now there's only a few places that they can get them, and so I want to be careful. But the way we are hopefully going, it might be there. What am I trying to say? There's a chance that that could actually become a thing. We just have to work that out behind the scenes first. So if that's something you're interested in doing, I'm totally going to circle back to you on that.
Yes, we love suggestions.
Okay. Well, they're typing because we'll pop. But yeah, yeah, we can totally talk about that for sure. Okay. Make note. Make note. Okay. All right. So I jumped down to abilities, but that's where the abilities are. I'm going to scroll back up. Everybody look away so you don't get dizzy. Okay, so you have your season, and then you're going to have what's called rune-bound abilities. This was the addition. So we wanted to be able to expand that innate abilities with the idea that because it's so innate, it's and I want to be careful how I say this because it's the easiest way I can explain is to give this example is that witches are more like your D&D wizards, where your fae are more like your D&D sorcerers. So there's going to be different costs to casting, the way they cast, how they learn, all of that. And so if you know anything with the sorcerers in D&D, they have their limited spell list to do, but they can do so much within those categories as well. So you'll see that better when we jump over to the spell repertoire. But I promise there is we made sure that there was going to be a lot of spells. I mean, just if you take them as literal as they are, you have 12 starting off with, and then you can mix and match and do some fun things with it. So you're going to be able to choose your season and then one of the rune-bound abilities. So we have mental, if you want to do perception, emotion, memory, you like being that head person. Physical will be more of your maybe your warrior types or people who just really like to. I don't know what I think. I don't know why I'm violent because all I can think of is physical would just beat people up or do weird things.
Yeah.
Think of like mystical monk.
A brawler, yeah, exactly 100% a brawler is what I think with physical. Cosmic's more your divinity, luck, their space, and then void is that absence suppression. Void's I'm kind of chilling with void. I kind of like that idea with erosion and stuff. And can you imagine what you can do? I mean, any combination, like a summer mental or, I mean, summer physical to me would be somebody who wants to be a warrior, essentially, between the heat and all of that momentum and stuff, and then the speed. Whereas, yep, summer void, so hype. Yeah, plants with void magic, 100%. I think spring and void, I mean, all of these, there are so many different combinations that you could make to do that.
Oh,
go ahead.
I was gonna say to
Go for it.
reflect on this. I have leaned like when I was going through these because we wanted to ensure. One of the questions that was proposed previously was like, what about the Japanese things such as like kodoma and things of that nature? And with all of these, the way that they link, I have leaned into Scottish lore. I have leaned into Central American First Nations. I have leaned into, of course, Japanese as well as African. And there is not a Fae that is within those that would not fit into this system. It would be one of the combinations, and they all would fit into this. So whatever you drag your lore from, we will 100% be able to accommodate most likely with this 1 and 2 system. So if you're nervous about like, oh, will it fit in, it will. We'll definitely help you with it.
And
Yeah,
if you
and if you
find something that doesn't, open up a ticket and we'll help.
yes, please ask. We're here to answer your questions. You're our official face, so this is you get to be the guinea pig.
One question, you only get one answer.
Yeah, okay. I don't think we've ever only given one answer to any question.
I don't think you're capable.
Listen, 2 Jews, 3 opinions. You got 2 Jews here.
Yep.
I'm learning. Like I'm not converting. I'm just learning.
Story of a Jew's
We
life,
don't.
Teebs.
Yeah.
But only half of each accommodate. So essentially, like, are you saying like, I'll let Leah answer that because I know my answer, but I want to see your answer.
Yeah, so right now it's kind of you stick with one category. If we see that there's want to maybe embrace, and I'll let Trey take over because I think I know where he's going to go with that too. There's going to be ways that you could borrow, but there's going to be it's limited and it has an expiration with it as well. So it won't be something that's permanent.
And what I was going to lean into is we very much pushed the Fae, and witches with the concept of witches are jack of all trades. They have many, many different things, but they aren't as powerful in them. But they have many tools, so they can get many things done. Fae don't. Fae are very specific to what they have and why they have it. So I think the mixture, yeah, we do have, and I think like we'll go into the alternate access, and maybe you'll be into it, but understand that like if you do, you're going to be significantly weaker. Now, understand also that just because you're void doesn't mean your character can't be physical. You can play a spring void and still beat the shit out of people. You just don't get the powers of a physical. So like the mental and physical doesn't dictate how your character is. Hell, you could have like a spring cosmic fae that only likes to beat the shit out of people, and you'd still be strong. You just wouldn't have the magic of a physical, if that makes sense.
Waiting for Kai.
Yeah,
She's
100%.
typing.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll go. Leia will go into the alternate access, and if that can extend to Runebound, because I don't think we've talked about if it can extend to Runebound, but
Not room bound yet, but that could be something we can look into.
100%.
We're talking about it, and my brain's already going. Yeah, if we just do X, Y, Z, it could work. See, a lot of the setup is the way to make people together. Yes, that's the other thing too. Is we want opportunities for you guys to interact.
Oh, that's kind of a cool thought and a very cool
Hmm.
suggestion. Is the thought that if two Fae are mated, perhaps. I think that should you
Yeah,
should throw that. Yeah, that's cool.
I'm gonna write that down. I'll take that into consideration.
Yeah, that's
Like they can
fast.
share their abilities. Is that what you're going at, Celissa?
Maybe that's something This is a raw idea. I am not speaking for staff. I'm speaking as someone with a raw idea. Maybe that is something that can happen through a court.
Oh, that's
Mm,
cool that to be mated you have to, because then it would force the lead to balance it. Because if you're going to share abilities, there needs to be some detriment. Because if not, I mean, there is no issue then, because then you can just mate and then get 4 different houses. That's woof. Especially for a Fae, how powerful they are, anyways. I think there needs to be a firm detriment in that department. Or more importantly,
yeah.
100%
Yeah.
oversight.
Yeah, I honestly don't see that being a problem if that's how you guys have played being soulbound and stuff. And honestly, telepathy between mated people, I don't have a problem with that, even though it's not. And we can make sure it's more explicit and stuff. But I feel like, especially when they're the same species, it makes sense. And especially with Fae ability and stuff too. So I don't think you're going to have any issue come with that. I was thinking more like you want to share your power. If we could do that, maybe. Sort of thing. But yeah, I don't see a problem if you guys want to do that. We just haven't had a lot of mated Fae together. Our only mate are, well, let's see, our two bigger Fae players are hanging out with non-Fae lovers. So
Gross. We like humans and
Wow.
puppies. But no, that's a really cool thoughts, Lista. Thank you.
yeah, that's totally. Yeah, you're not saying anything right now with that would conflict with the current lore. I mean, I think we finally have it where I want to say that most of the species can have some level of telepathy through something. So yeah, we can totally make that work. Just don't make me rewrite tomorrow, okay? Except for I'm staring at the screen going, I need to go put a space in that paragraph right there.
Oh my god, right. God, ain't that the fucking the bane of websites.
Like, oh my god, I just need a knot for a while. That would be amazing. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down while they're finishing their questions. You know what? If you want to explore that, why don't we have you open a ticket and we can talk and see how that can work?
Because we love character repercussions.
Yeah, we totally can talk on that. I don't want to. Oh, I always try to be careful because I don't want to get people's hopes up. But we're happy to talk it through and see if it will come to a place that can benefit everybody involved with that. Because, yeah, it's totally fine. When you're ready to want to jump into it, let's do it. You can just create a ticket and say, hey, this is what we're thinking, and I'm sure we can make it work.
Not because
Yeah,
she
that's true.
has me here on the stage, but if she could mute, if she could deafen herself for a second. She's really good. All of the staff here is really good about trying to help players find ways to play what they want to play, right? The lore is not this is what you'll do and you'll like it. It's this is what we have and we'd love to help you integrate. They've been wonderful about helping me and Trey integrate into the lore. They've been wonderful about helping others, and they are open to suggestions. And you won't always get a yes, and that's okay. But the yes is never no, this is done. The no has always been a no, but we're going to think about this and see how we can work with it. I have never
Yeah.
been just shut out and shut down.
I know. I'm so now used to calling you guys. I'm like, screw
Right.
you, the 5 other names. I just know you guys as this now.
Exactly. Yeah, when he said Trey, I'm like, hold on, I don't think anyone knows that Trey is me.
I know. And me, I always answer to Leah or Ryder, so I'm good. Either way. So, let's see. So the other big thing that is a little bit different is actually how we're going to work the runes for now. We are only going to ask for one rune. So tattooed, it can be or it doesn't even have to be a traditional tattoo. It could be a scar. It can be embedded. It can be a tattoo, but it's what we call it is your extension. So you have to declare that you have your extension tattoo. This is what's going to shit. That took me a second. Wow. One thing, never mind. We're not getting that conversation right now. That can be a sideline conversation. So the extensions are going to be what lets you access your rune bound. So are you with me so far on that one? Before I jump in, because this was where I know that there was a little bit of confusion when we talked to a few people with that. I mean, that one we might need to look at because we have it where if they are the subdermal is totally fine. The problem would be they would probably need to be gems that are not our load gems.
Because I think
So like
isn't it a detriment?
It is, but if for instance you wanted to have a amethyst or a oh gosh, I'm trying to think. They're all sitting here right in front of me. A century, whatever. Those kind, I think, would be fine. Where the problem comes is we have the four big, the diamonds, the rubies, the emeralds, and the sapphires. So yeah, we might have to look at. I'm not saying no, but we're going to look at how to word that if you want it to be gems, for that part. And I'm going to go back. I will make a note to make that a load gem, so they know the difference. And it will be better once I get the page up too. So a load gem, so sapphire, diamond, ruby, or emerald, I would stay away from those. But if you wanted an amethyst, pearl, whatever, I think I can't imagine why you couldn't do that.
And it opens it up to all the different traditions of all the different interpretations of gemology.
Mm-hmm.
One culture's gemology won't be another's, but that's okay. You can still have the same rune made out of different gems, and that's fine.
Yep.
As long as they're not the four core.
Yeah. So I will go back and make sure that says load gem so that people know that part.
And just really quick to touch on, you, and I understand what this, but you don't require.
Perfect.
We don't need runes. You don't need a rune. You just need a rune if you want your extension. So if you're gonna be a purely fucking winter fae and have no secondary, you don't need any runes. You only need one rune if you plan on having secondary, which I assume everyone does. But you technically don't need any runes. You just need at least one to have full access to the available ability.
Yeah.
Just wanted to
So because I know that could be hard getting things put onto your characters and stuff. There are 4 types of runes. How you want to play them out is optional. So these are not required. They're just ways to add a little bit of flavor to your magic, to your story. So one is an anchor rune. So that kind of, it binds the magic, it fixes it. And you'll see how it's going to be used in a second when we talk about how you can use some of these runes to access another season temporarily. This is where this kind of formulated from. Suppression, like if you feel like, so for whatever reason, something is out of control. In fact, hold on a second. I will show you. let me copy this. Where did I put it? Ezra made this the other day,
Uh-oh.
which will make it just so much easier.
Uh-oh.
So putting this in here. So basically this is how it would look with the different, the extension, all it really does is it's an increase, it's your reach. So that's what it's going to do. It's going to connect you to further spells with that. So you can either, like Trey said, you can go raw with just your winter. So if you were doing fireball, it's just unfocused. You're just throwing it out there, doing what you want to do. Then the suppression rune would come in is if you want to have more focus with it or be able to, target it a little bit better. Grounding Fireball uses less exertion on the caster. Fireball Anchor prevents the spell from fraying from stress or outside sources counter spells. So, and this is just a loose idea too. I've already had to have, say, a couple ideas, and I'm like, ooh, that's kind of a cool idea. And so, but this is just a general idea of what those are. So these can also be runed into, if you decide to have an extension rune, you can attach them so it's all one tattoo or one art. I don't know,
Yeah,
whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have to be 4 different ones. And don't worry, we already had the long debate yesterday at the last minute where we were trying to go, wait, what are we doing with all of this? So, but it's also, if you want to have them as separate tattoos, you're welcome to do that. It's just the basic idea is that you have an understanding that when you have to explain this or you go to, what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry. My brain just totally went left. But is this making sense, Soul? I'm just going to call you Soul. Is that okay?
To
Perfect.
jump in here to help with the
Yes.
explanation of the anchors, think about it like Trey said it best the other day. He called them lenses, and from that you can even make it a kaleidoscope. So if you wanted to use multiple one of these lenses at the same time, you have the creative power to do that. Like if you wanted to suppress the fireball but also anchor it, you can do that and use them creatively to what would that spell look like. And we want to give you as much creative freedom with this as possible. Yes, exactly like goggles at the eye doctor. And
Yep.
use them together or use them separately or don't use them at all. It is your choice of what you want to do with your magic.
Yep. 100%. So yeah, so we really wanted to simplify. We realized with our magic, I mean, we come all from back when Finn and I, and then with Kai coming on her and I did the rewrite of the grimoire and stuff, is we wanted to have fun, but we wanted to make sure that there's balance. But the more that we've written our lore to fit our idea of what we like to do with role play and expansionives, we're been able to kind of loosen ourselves a little bit and not feeling like we have to control so much or have to, have HUDs or dictate, spell slots and things like that. And so I'm actually excited because that's less work or worry for us as well as the players trying to get started. They really can just kind of come in, plug in, and play. Is kind of what we're trying to make sure that we can do with all our species with that. So now we did talk a little bit about alternative access. The only one right now is Rayon. So if you wanted to borrow from another season temporarily, you could come here, and the how to do it is in the spell repertoire. So I'll jump over there in just a second. You can permanently change your season, but it's going to come with that there's limitations to that. And there's specific times you have to do it, and then there are consequences, meaning like for 3 months, why it's your season's draining out and you're working on Yeah. Anyways, it says it right here. Okay. My brain, my ADHD brain's like getting 2 steps ahead of me. So, I got about 15 more minutes because I really am going to stick to my 1 hour just because I don't want to over do whatever. But if you make sure, if you kind of come through here, you can see right here how the tiers work. So you have the Rayon Bound, which are your seasons. You get full access. So whatever you come up with within your element, and you'll see the different spells for it, you can have fun with that. You're not going to, yeah, I know, right? I swear it drives me nuts some days. Your rune bound, again, if you want the tier 2 spells, you have to play that you have that extension rune. That's the only rune that you're going to be required to have, but you're welcome to add whatever flavor beyond that you want. And then we have the tier 3 of their court bound. Those are going to be your bigger rituals. These are going to be ones that might even be shared with witches. We've role played a lot of using Fae for energy boosts. And so in talking with this, we realized that if Fae are energy boosts, that witches would be good grounding for Fae in powerful spells. So I'm kind of excited to play around with what that could look like in the future with that. So I'm gonna hurry and switch over to here. Yep, group projects, exactly. We had one when did we do it? In October. We resurrected Elsie, so that had a Fae with us. So
Yay!
yeah, so there's a lot. We really like, we get it that species can be at odds with each other, but we also like creating situations where it's like, yeah, crap, I'm gonna have to lean on you guys just a little bit, aren't I?
Who doesn't love enemies to lovers?
That's it's my favorite trope. Awesome. So as we had the grimoire for the Fae, now we have the spell repertoire grimoire for the witches, repertoire for the Fae. Figured then it's less fusion in the names of them, easier to dictate what's for whom with that. So who's in love? Oh,
Euphi.
awesome. We got a lot of grumpy people on Sim too, so we're good. You're in good company. You'll be in good. Yep. I'm not going to go through every single spell, but just kind of show you how it's divided up so that when you're ready, you can jump in here and take a look. Are you going to be a spring then? Soul?
Wonderful.
Cool. Then I will just jump to spring. So, like I said, these should all jump, and it just did, so we're good. Okay, there's no external tools needed. The only thing, I need to change that word. The only thing that we ask is if any of your weather or whatever you come up with, yes, you do. You still get pheromone. Yes, you do. Yes, we made sure. I made sure. So if anything you do is going to affect more than just your immediate area, it will do something to a group of players or the sim, just to maybe run it by a storyteller or staff, just so we have a heads up. We literally probably will not be like, nope, you can't do this. It's just so that we know what to look forward to or see how it might affect other pieces and players within the sim and the storyline. Oh, Lynx is typing. Who said you could speak? No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
Bon appetit!
I'll catch you up later. We'll get you. If it's only like a 5 or 10 foot area, I mean, go for it. If it's the whole cross Main Street, we might need to talk. So for spring, these are your 6 abilities. You are able to, I mean, it says create, control, manipulate earth. That is kind of, that could be a lot of rocks, dirt. What else considered earth? I don't know, everything, dust, sand, all those fun things, mud. So, but then I guess more the physical earth, right? And then verdant surge is where you can manipulate and grow plants.
I would say yes to mudslides, but I'm going to caveat it with you're controlling the earth, not the water. Not that I imagine they'll separate, but just to get technical.
Yeah, because like for instance, the water, if you know the soil's wet and you can create that by all means, and you can also partner with if you, I don't know what Sam plans to be, you can have a Fae with you who can control one element and you control the other, and you come together and you make one big super element. No. I'm like, go Power Rangers. No. But yes, that one would probably need a little, I mean, actually, that's not a bad idea for a role play.
But even then, you can't really separating water from earth. It's a little bit of a task. So if you're moving earth and it happens to be wet, you're moving the water too. Just the water's tagging along.
Yep. Nope. 100%. Like yep. The one cool thing that we added to each one is you'll see there's a emotional influence. So yes, you would. 100%.
That's cool.
Great. So every earthquake we now know who's going to be causing it. I mean, you're in the Rocky Mountains, so who knows what you can do.
If there's a sudden earthquake in Colorado, there's a lot going wrong.
Yep. Oh, how funny.
I mean, yeah, Fae they're no joke. They are a very extremely powerful beings that can do a lot of damage if they so much as choose to. It's scary.
And that's why it's very easy for us to be found by the load. With that power comes with a more of a chance for us to be seen, because hiding that power is far harder. So as much as Fae are very easy to be very, very powerful, there's also a reason why many of them are eradicated. And it's because of that power, because hunters know how to look for it. And so yeah, no, that's kind of the scary part. It's like, if as much as it's like, oh, Fae are powerful, they're also the ones that die the quickest, because if they can't hide that power, they are very easy to be picked up by hunters.
I mean, I'm like coming up with my own idea for this month. I'm like, I've been wanting a weather issue, like something for our sim. We did a tornado one time, and it was so fun. I'm like I'm in my mind, I'm like, all right, I have an idea for this whole mudslide.
Speaking of which, did we go over the vulnerability?
We didn't, because I was just focusing on for right now. I know there's so many sections. I was like, if I want to talk for 3 hours.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna post the glamour glitch just to mention.
Oh yeah, totally do that. Yeah, she hasn't had a chance to go through all of it. She was asking me, she goes, I can't wait for 2.0. And I'm like, it's out. It came out today or yesterday. So, but yeah, you'll see so joyous influence, you get to encourage or dissolve happiness. So it's not just, so you get a little bit of emotional manipulation, but it's for a very specific emotion with that. You get to talk with animals. if you like talking to the wee little.
Including Sanaean werewolves.
Exactly. No, I would totally go during the full moon and start talking to them, make them feel crazy.
More crazy.
Can't if I don't have time for another character.
Are there lesser fae? Yeah, I think they're called
Oh.
Vocatus.
That's why.
I'm glad you waited till Lynx was gone. In all seriousness, we don't really have lesser or greater. Everybody's kind of the same when they same. I mean, you can play it up to that direction, but we don't dictate that.
Oh, that's a good question. Can they talk with familiars?
I think it's going to need to be the same rule. Is that you're going to have to get OOC consent. I mean, they're animals,
That makes
so
sense.
but you can't just willy-nilly talk to them. You'll need OOC consent.
Yeah, because essentially they're an NPC, so if you talk to them, it would probably be you talking to the witch because it is their NPC.
That makes sense.
Which would be cool. Like, yeah, that's.
Which, full disclosure, since you're here, if you ever want to talk to Panchek, Leizer's little cat, he will talk back. You have full permission to talk to him. He's just a little bitch. So,
He is
keep that in mind.
He's not.
He's a prince.
He is.
Well, he's a cat. Spoiled rotten by two people in particular. Cough, cough.
It's true.
Well, I mean, it says something if he has to run away. So.
Oh my god. How dare you?
I told you to start giving him the name brand.
Oh, that's cute.
But sorry, Leah, you wanna? I can answer.
In dog form.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go for it.
I was just gonna say, sadly, within our lore, Fae specifically cannot turn into animals just because it's too close to. I'm gonna say shifters, but it ain't shifters. How do you say it, Leah?
Sine.
Sine. It's too close to our Sine, so it would need to either just be a dog or So sadly, it would either just need to be a companion or Ixnade. Yeah.
I'm sure they couldn't be. I mean, transform. I'm gonna put that on the back burner. Let me think on how that. Because I know that is kind of a thing. Because I think there's somebody else who was role playing too. That they had somebody who was stuck in dog form. So, I'm gonna put that one on the back burner to talk with Finn and Kai with offline and see. The problem is we don't want them acting as in the thing, but yeah.
Yeah, and try to separate it from Sine, because if not, at that point, our Sine just Fae. So it's
I mean, to me, it would be more along the lines of a familiar, with that sort of thing. But it's more what I'm kind of leaning at.
I feel like this is just carcinization, but with Fae. Everything just returns to Fae eventually.
Yeah, damn right.
Yep.
Oh, okay,
so,
fascinating.
Yeah. If they're not trying to or anything like that. I mean, Tav does a lot of talking with is it Avy? Avy? What's their dog?
Alvi.
Alvi, thank you. I'm going, I can't remember. I can't remember their name. Yeah. I honestly, if that's how you're gonna do it, I totally think, especially if you're a spring and you're able to talk, and I think right now I would be okay with that. If that's the approach you're going to take with it. So here's your pheromone control right here. So Yep. So you still have pheromone control, and you can play that up how you like. The only one is it physical that has the pheromone marking. So that's a little bit different, where your pheromone you have to be touching for the pheromones to transfer and stuff. But this one is how you would normally with that. So yeah. So here's all the seasons, and then you jump down here. These are the ones. Oh, this is the alternate rayon access. So this is where it goes into more detail of what it would take in order for you to access, and then the consequences of accessing a season that wasn't yours for a limited time. So, that was so funny. I love that one. Makes me want to go cuddle a cat. My cat doesn't like cuddling.
God, you could borrow ours. You won't get off of us. Fuck my life.
Oh, that's my dog. It's like inviting her to the club. Put respect on the cream corn. How funny.
I will not respect cream corn. She's a demon.
She's a fucking demon. God, she's such a spoiled demon too.
Well, you're not worshiping her correctly then.
Don't let her hear you.
Oh my gosh, too funny. Okay, so yeah, so these ones are, and it just says again extension runes. So these are the ones you get to check. So take time, look through them, see which ones you might want to combine with. I know, right? But yeah, so I'm gonna stop there for now. But I'm happy to keep answering questions and stuff. I just don't want to blow my own mind.
Yeah, and I think little sessions are good.
Yeah, so yeah, and reach out once you start reading. Throw a ticket in Discord too, and I'm happy to jump in there and answer questions. And I'm pretty confident in saying that you're welcome to talk to Trey or Ezra too. I mean, they have a pretty decent understanding. I got to get Tav. She's good too. She has some. She's a good place, and she's pretty on board. I think we got her. I think she has a good understanding with stuff too. So, I mean, there's so much help to get you going with it. So,
Yeah, and if you want like generalized, hey, so I'm fighting between these. Can people give me examples or this and this and this? Feel free to also post in Fey Chat because I watched that like a hawk because not many people posted it, and now it's getting a lot more traction. I love to see it. So yeah, feel free to toss it in there, and we can engage with you there.
And if you have not met Tavi in character, she is such a sweetheart.
yeah.
Fantastic person to meet.
She has a Sam too. What is it with FaZe and Sam?
Right?
I'm just saying. I mean, this Sam's a fade too, but I just think that's very, very interesting. Yeah, you would have seen her. She was there. Oh,
How do you I mean, you can't say it, but how would you pronounce that? Nice.
I like that finesse. Samus. Nice. So, but yay.
Thanks for joining.
I feel like hopefully this worked out too in this kind of setup.
It closed for me. Your screen share?
Yeah,
I closed it.
We're all done.
Oh yeah.
I don't want you to see my other things. I have secrets.
Wow. Secrets don't make friends.
Well, when friends keep making fun of Vacatus.
I'm not making fun of them, just, want them to join the party.
Sure.
We're
You
very
are-
happy to have you here.
You're in good company, Soul. You're in
Yep.
good company.
Oh, funny. Hey, we'll take y'all in by all means. So, well, I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and close it out here. But if people want to hop in regular chat, feel free to hop in over there. And like I said, just reach out. We're happy to help, and I'm excited to see your. I got your shop up on the business page, so it's on the chamber. I've been trying to slowly update that and give the remaining businesses that had no names.
What
The bakery
shop?
has a name now.
What shop was opened? Oh, I love it. Say less.
Yes, Kai's the lady you want to talk to. She's the new tea coffee shop.
Oh, Leizer's gonna love you. He loves his tea.
And I'm excited because she's on the Sterling side.
Nice. We love to see it.
Hey, you know what? Did you use the upstairs?
It's funny. Maybe I'm blind, but I'm not seeing a certain nonprofit on the page.
Listen, it will be up soon. I still have to come up with the freaking name and logo for the nonprofit piece. The other two I can throw up, but actually I got to figure out what the address is over there. I mean, it's on Madison. It's not that hard, but listen, I had to switch priorities, okay? Jeez, I'm only one woman.
No, I see how it is. Your executive director just gets tossed to the wayside. So much for executive, am I right?
Mm-hmm. Well, what work? Well, switch the executive to work. Go ahead.
Wow! Do you see
Well,
what I have to put up with?
But yes.
Don't bring out the Dommy in me.
Oh, I have an emoji for that.
I'm trying to be soft and pliable. Yep.
But yes, I have to skedaddle. But yeah.
All right.
Thanks for this, y'all. This is a hoot.
Thanks for jumping in.
Yeah, of course. So much love. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you